Well, bet you didn't see this coming, didn't you? You see, I would have done Shrek and Donkey if I could, but since Home, and by extension Turbo, came first in terms of watching DreamWorks in these recent years, gotta give it to these two, since they will be appearing in my series first. Anyway, O and Tip are definitely a duo that a lot of people tend to gloss over when it comes to DreamWorks stuff. Which, fair enough I suppose, given the company's history with these two goats. But for today's penultimate episode, I figured I'd give these two their time to shine. And don't worry guys, I'll be covering Shrek at some point. I just need to rewatch all of the films in full. But more on that another time. Just what do these two goofs have in store for the penultimate episode? Well, let's see, shall we?
Turn your face towards the sun.
O is genuinely talkative, naive, and annoying, but is friendly, well-meaning, selfless, heroic, and intelligent. He is also shown to be a comic relief. O also seems to think Pig is a strange creature, since Pig is a cat and does not at all give meat or milk. O also happens to consider himself super advanced in technology, even though he can't remember to turn off the caps lock sometimes. Which, I can't really say I blame it on that front. O is also a unique but heroic boob. He grows into a boob who runs toward danger and not run away from it, to selflessly help others, especially his friends. None of the other boob like him. He is annoying to them and is always making mistakes. He longs to be liked and accepted. Initially he is a creature that runs from danger, but once he finds friendship, he finds a reason to face and conquer danger. He runs to danger, not recklessly, but to save a friend. Tip is a fun, sassy, silly, friendly, quirky, stubborn, lively, happy, enthusiastic, spunky, energetic, but smart girl who loves her car, Slushius, and her mother, Lucy Tucci. Tip was at first suspicious of O upon meeting him for the first time, but has warmed up to him over time, finally becoming his best friend. Editor's note, this is unscripted, but, most of this I pulled from the wiki, and it's from The Adventures of O and Tip, which I have not seen whatsoever, so yeah, not much to say on Tip, unfortunately. Sorry, folks. Now, talking about these two's VAs is gonna be interesting, as they both have two VAs each. But since I've never, and I mean never, watched the Adventures with O and Tip series, I'm not going to comment on their VAs in that. So instead, I'll just stick to their VAs in the film. Rihanna for Tip, and the absolute legend, Jim Parsons, for O. I mean, do I really need to say anything about Jim Parsons' voice for O? It's Jim fucking Parsons, for God's sake! The same person who portrayed Sheldon Cooper in The Big Bang Theory. Sure, he ain't no Eddie Murphy or Chris Rock, but he's still phenomenal when voicing O in the movie. I could just tell he's having a blast with the role here. And same goes with Rihanna. I've listened to many, and I mean many, of her songs during my lifetime, most of which came from this very movie. And hearing her voice act in a movie like Home was such a treat. I would have said the same for J-Lo, but she voiced She-Ra in Ice Age 4 before this. But that's another video. In any case, Rihanna is just brilliant as Parsons. Both of them do an awesome job of bringing these two to life, like I've said with several characters in this series.
There could be a freak accident.
Now, since I had just the movie from 2015 to go off of, I had to pick very carefully in terms of what their standout moment is. But luckily, I found the perfect one. It's the scene where, after Tip reunites with her mother, O discovers that the Boob are the Takers and not the Gorg, which is a clever moment for him. But it's when the Gorg arrives is when the two shine in this movie. You may think it's just O who stands out in this scene because, well, he's trying to give the Shusha back to the Gorg after Smek stole it. But actually, Tip shines in this scene as well. In this bit, Tip gives her mother her present she was supposed to give her on Christmas, opens it, and Tip starts to distract the driver, which is such a clever payoff to an earlier scene in the film. The plan works and the Gorg applies the ship's brakes, but O is still in danger, as the ship is braking exactly where he's standing. Tip and Lucy try to free the launch thing off of Tip's car to try and warn O, but as soon as Tip makes it down towards O, it is simply too little, too late. O flings the Shusha Rock to Tip as he accepts his brave fate, after everything they've been through in the film. This scene really hits me hard, knowing that O risked his life to bring the Shusha Rock back to the Gorg. But just when you think it's all over, the Gorg ship starts to reverse, and O is emerged thinking that he's dead. And the two have a heartfelt moment, accompanied by that heartfelt song in the background, which is as real as you and me if you couldn't tell. This is truly a standout moment. O does his thing to try and shout to the Gorg for his rock, and Tip even shines through with that mirror scene. Such a shining moment in this film. Definitely their standout. And yeah, they don't have any weak moments, just so you know, so let's move on. It has now been 10 years since Home has come out as of 2025. My god, where has the time gone? And in recent years, I've always found it to be so underrated. Sure, it may be overshadowed by the likes of Shrek and Madagascar, but that doesn't stop it from being a fantastic movie. I mean, I was 11 years old when this movie came out, and these two guys really sell this movie. From their banter, to their eventual friendship, to their phenomenal vocal range by Jim Parsons and Rihanna. These two honestly carried Home all the way through, which is to be expected by a duo like this. They may be no Shrek and Donkey, but they are certainly more deserving of a moment to shine in this series. And that brings the penultimate character highlight reel part 2 episode to a close. I bet you guys weren't expecting me to cover O and Tip, but here we are. Like I said at the beginning of the video though, I am going to cover Shrek at some point. I just need time to rewatch all of the movies in full. Join me tomorrow for the final part of this year's iteration of the character highlight reel. And this time, I won't give anything away as to who's going to be covered in tomorrow's video. But, if you guys want to stay tuned for that, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and turn on post notifications to stay up to date and to not miss out on the newest content. Until next time, bye guys.
I wanna dance in the dark and never stop. We gonna light up the night like shooting stars. Whenever you hear the sound, don't be alarmed. Ooh, 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 dancing in the dark. I wanna dance in the dark and never stop. We gonna light up the night like shooting stars. Whenever you hear the sound, don't be alarmed. Ooh, 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 dancing in the dark.